Foundation herringbone half double crochet. We start with the slip knot. We chain 3. We're going to start our foundation in the 3rd chain from the hook. So it's a yarn over. We're inserting our hook in here. We're pulling up a loop. We have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through that first loop. We're going to now take this loop and pull it through this loop. So twist your hook and pull it up. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. First foundation made. We're then going into this little hole right there. That's the bottom of the previous foundation stitch we just made. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go through there, making sure that we get through both bars from that foundation. And we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull up a loop. We've got 3 on there again. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull through the first loop. We're taking this one and pulling it through here. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. There's the second one made. This is the next loop. This is the next foundation we're going into. So we're going to go into the foundation again, making sure that we have both bars. We're going to yarn over, we're going to pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over, we're going to pull through. That just made the foundation stitch. We're taking this and going through here to make the herringbone effect. And we're going to yarn over and pull through both of these to make the half double crochet. Here's Okay, we're coming up on the last 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we are going to chain 2, turn our work, and now we're on to row 2. Okay, now on to row 2. We are doing the herringbone half double crochet. In order to accomplish that, to get the angle that we need, we are going to skip this stitch and we're going to start our row right here. And that starts with the yarn over. We're going to insert the hook. We're going to pull up the loop. We are going to pull this first stitch through the second, and then we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through 2. So again, we're going to yarn over, we're going to insert the hook, we're going to pull up a loop. We're pulling the first loop on the hook through the second loop on the hook. We're left with 2. We're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through 2. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop. Take the first loop, pull it through the second loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2. We are going to do this all the way down. And for those of you who are like me and just keep going all the way to the end and hope, you do have to add back that stitch. So you have to do the half double herringbone in the chain from where you began. But once I get to the end, I will show you. But do this all the way until the last stitch, and then I will be back to show you where you need to go to get that. See you in a few. Okay, we're coming up to the end of this second row. Now remember, because we took one from the other end, we have to add it back in this chain space. So we will add the herringbone stitch right there. And that is the end of row 2. Row 3 is another herringbone row. So we're going to start with a chain 2, we're going to flip, and we'll be back to start the next row. Okay, here we go with round 3, which is another herringbone half double crochet. We are skipping this, and we're going to start. We're skipping this one. We're going to start in the second one, the second stitch from the hook. And we are going to do a herringbone all the way across. And again, insert the hook, pull up a loop, pull the first loop through the second loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over, insert the hook, pull up a loop, you have 3. Take the first, pull it through the second, yarn over, pull through 2. That's what creates that angled look for the herringbone. Keep on going, and we will see you at the end for the 4th round. Okay, here is the end of row 3. And remember, we took one away, so we need to add it back. Okay, we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn, and we are getting ready to start row 4. Okay, row 4 is a slip stitch in the front loop, which means this one right here. We are going to slip stitch in this row all the way across. And it basically, you insert the hook, you pull through the loop, and then you pull it through the loop on the hook. And you want to make sure you're doing it in the front loop only, and you know you are if your stitch is pretty much laying on the front of your work. I'm going to do this for the entire row, and I will see you on the other side. Okay, now we are coming up to the end of this row. We are going to the last one in there and pull it through. We are chaining 1, turning it over, and then we are ready to start on row 5. Okay, here is row 5. Row 5 is a single crochet in the back loop of the stitch below. So this horizontal bar that is going all the way across is what we are going to be single crocheting in. I find once you get started to kind of scoop it up works. What doing this creates is a bump or a ridge on the right side of your work. So keep doing that along the whole thing, and I will see you on the other side. Here is the end of row 5. Okay, we're going to get ready for row 6, so let's chain 3, turn our work, and we'll see you at row 6. On to row 6. We start row 6 with a double crochet. Yarn over, we're putting it in the same stitch as we're currently in, and we are going to do our double crochet. And now we're going to do our cable. The cable is a triple crochet, 2 double crochet cable stitch. And that is done by, we're going to skip 2 stitches, the triple crochet, which is a yarn over twice, insert the hook into the 3rd stitch from the chain, yarn over and pull up a loop. You end up with 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2. Get 3 left, yarn over, pull through 2. You end up with 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's your triple crochet. Our double crochets are worked in the 2 skip stitches behind this. So basically we're going to yarn over, we're going to go behind the triple crochet, we're going to go into that first skipped stitch, and we are going to double crochet. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go behind the triple crochet into the 2nd skip stitch, going to yarn over and pull through 2, and that's a double crochet. And that is the stitch that you end up having. Let's do it a few more times. To yarn over twice, skipping 2 stitches, the 3rd stitch from the hook, we're going to insert, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 4, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go behind the triple crochet into the first skipped stitch, and we're going to double crochet in there. Yarn over, behind the triple crochet, double crochet in the 2nd skip stitch. On to the next 3. Yarn over twice, skip 2, insert hook into the 3rd stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, behind the triple, into the first skip stitch, a double crochet, yarn over behind the treble into the second skipped double crochet, and you'll see you end up getting this, the raised bump. That's what we want on there to give the look that we want. Yarn over twice, skip 2, insert hook into the third stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, double crochet in the first skip stitch, double crochet in the second skip stitch. We're going to keep doing this along the whole length. I'll see you at the end of row 6. Last one for row 6. And we finish row 6 off with 2 double crochets. We're going to skip this stitch, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets together in the last stitch. Starting on to row 7, we do a chain 1 and return. And I will see you at row 7. Row 7 is a row of single crochets. So basically we're going to single crochet in every stitch. So just keep doing your single crochets, and I will see you at the end of this row. Coming to the end of round 7. Oops, single crochet. And then now to get ready for row 8, we are going to chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. Next on to row 8. Okay, row 8 is a repeat of row 4. We're going to make this ridge again. So we're going to be doing the slip stitch in the front loop row for row 8. And anyone else that wants to jump forward, row 9 is the back loop of this row. So we're going to slip stitch across here. Okay, keep going with your slip stitch and I will see you on the other side. We're finishing up row 8 here, our slip stitch row. And we're going to chain 1 so that we're ready to do row 9. Here we go with row 9. Row 9 is the slip stitch, it's the single crochet in the back loop of the previous row. So again, this horizontal bump is what we're going into with a single crochet to make our ridge on the front side. And we're going to do that all the way across. So we'll keep going doing this one, and I'll meet you at the end of row 9. Let's finish up row 9. Now to start row 10, we are going to have to end this one with a chain 2 and a turn. On to row 10. Row 10 is the herringbone half double crochet. So we're gonna start off skipping this first stitch. In this next stitch, we're gonna insert the hook, we're gonna pull up, we're gonna pull through here, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And we're gonna do this all the way across. Oops. So keep doing the herringbone across, and we will see you at the end of this row. We are finishing up row 10. And then we're going to chain 2 and turn our work and get ready for row 11. So here we go again. It's another herringbone half double crochet row. So we're skipping that first one and we are going to start doing the herringbone stitch again. And we're going to do this one all the way across. And then we'll get ready for the next row. So I will meet you at the other side. We're finishing up row 11. Let's add that last one in. Sometimes it's okay. Row 11's done. We're going to chain 3. We're going to turn our work and we're going to get ready for row 12. Let's get started on row 12. We are going to start by putting a double crochet in the same stitch. Next we are going to work on our horizontal cluster, and that is a chain 3. I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. Chain 3, and we are going to go into the third chain from the hook. Here's 1, 2, and there's 3, and in the back bump of it. So there's the third chain. If you twist it, right here is the back bump of the third chain, and in that bump we are going to put 2 double crochets together. So we are yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to yarn over. We're going to reinsert the hook into that same stitch. We're going to pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull through 2. And then we're going to pull through all 3. That's the horizontal cluster. This time and this time only, we are skipping this stitch. We are going to work in the next 3 stitches to make the next cluster, and it's going to be the vertical cluster. So we're going to go into the second stitch from the hook. We are going to do a half double. It's almost a half double. It's basically a half double crochet. We are going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and we're going to yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to yarn over, we're going to go into the 3rd stitch, we're going to yarn over and pull up another loop. We're going to pull through 2. We have 4 loops on the hook, and we are going to yarn over and pull through all 4. That's our vertical cluster. We're going to start again with making our horizontal cluster. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and again 2 double crochets together, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through all 3. Another horizontal cluster made. Now the vertical one again, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 4 stitches on your hook, pull through all 4. I'm going to do a few more of those because the clusters can get confusing. Going to chain 3. One, 2, 3. You start to see that easier. Yarn over, insert your hook into the back of that 3rd chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook in the same stitch, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3. Vertical one again, yarn over, insert the hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 4. And this is what you end up with. And we're going to keep doing this all the way across. You will end on a vertical, not a horizontal cluster. And you should have 2 stitches left at the end. So keep working on this, and we will see you at the end. Okay, here we go with the last set of clusters. And we're going to do the and then we finish it off in this last stitch. We're going to do 2 double crochets. We're going to chain 3, and then we'll be ready to move on to row 13. Here's the beginning of row 13. We're going to start with a double crochet in the same stitch, and then in the top of each cluster we are going to put 3 double crochets. So that's all we're going to do this whole row. There's no chain between or anything. We're just putting 3 double crochets. Right here and to this spot right there, which is the top of the cluster. So go across row 13 doing that, and I will meet you at the end. We are finishing up row 13. Okay, in the very last stitch right here, we are going to do 2 double crochets. We are going to chain 2 and turn our work, and we'll get started on row 14. Okay, we are on to row 14, which is another herringbone half double crochet row. We're skipping this one. We're going to yarn over. We're going to put the hook into the second stitch from the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to take the first loop, pull it through the second loop, yarn over, and pull through all 2. This whole entire row is the herringbone. So go ahead and get your 165 in, and I will see you on the other side of it. We are finishing up row 14. And remember, because we took away, we have to add back. We're going to chain 2, and we will get ready for round 15. Here we go with row 15, which is another herringbone row. So again, we're skipping that stitch, and we are creating another row of herringbone. Keep going all the way down, and I will see you on the other side. We are now finishing up row 15. Remember, we took away from the other side, so we got to make sure that we put back to keep everything lined up. We are chaining 1, and I'll see you on the other side for row 16. Here we go with row 16. We're in the home stretch, guys. We're gonna do basically this section all over again. It's a complete and total repeat almost of the start. So we are gonna be doing our slip stitch into the front row all the way across for row 16. So here we go. The slip stitch. Go ahead and do this all the way across. And I'll see you on the other side. Here we are finishing up row 16. We are chaining 1, we are turning our work, and let's get ready for row 17. We're back for row 17. Back bump, single crochet in each stitch. Remember, this horizontal bar is what from the previous row is what we're using to do our single crochet in. It allows the pop out or the raised ridge of row 16. So go ahead and do the single crochet in the back bump of row 16, and I will meet you to finish up row 17. Here we are finishing up row 17. And now we are going to chain 3 and turn. And now we're going to get started on row 18. Here we go, starting on row 18. We are going to double crochet in the same stitch. We are going to yarn over twice. For just this one, we're skipping this one. And we are triple crocheting in the 4th chain from the hook. We're going to do our triple crochet again. Double crochet in the 2nd skipped stitch. Double crochet in the 3rd skipped stitch. From here on out, we're going to skip the first 2. And we're going to insert the hook, yarn over, triple crochet, double crochet in the first skipped chain stitch, double crochet in the second skipped stitch. And we are going to do that all the way to the end of this row. We'll see you at the other side. Let's finish up row 18 here. Now we finish up putting 2 double crochets in the last stitch. We are going to single crochet and turn, and we'll be right back with 19. Okay, row 19. Standard single crochet. So all we're going to do is we are going to single crochet in every stitch all the way across. Keep going, and I'll see you on the other side. Here we go, finishing up row 19. We are chaining 1, we're turning, and then we'll be back to start on row 20. Here we go with row 20. Row 20, we're making another ledge. So we're going to start by slip stitching in the front row all the way across. Keep going all the way across, and I will see you at the end. Finishing up row 20. Okay, we're going to single crochet, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to turn our work, and we'll get started on 21. Here we go with row 21. It is single crocheting in the back loop of the previous row, finding our back bump, and we're going to go all the way across doing this, and I'll see you on the other side. Getting ready to start row 22. It's looking beautiful. We've got our chain 2. We are starting a herringbone half double crochet. So we're yarning over. Remember, we're skipping this first one and we're going into the second one. Yarn over. We're doing this all the way to the end. In fact, if you don't want to wait for me, the last 3 rows are this row. You do not want to fasten off at the end of this. We have to keep that, we're going to keep it on the hook, and we're going to then start working on the keyhole. But we're going to do this row and then 2 more rows of this herringbone, and then we'll be starting on the keyhole. So keep going. I'll see you at the end of this row. Getting ready to start row 22. It's looking beautiful. We've got our chain 2. We are starting a herringbone half double crochet. So we're yarning over. Remember, we're skipping this first one and we're going into the second one. Yarn over. We're doing this all the way to the end. In fact, if you don't want to wait for me, the last 3 rows are this row. You do not want to fasten off at the end of this. We have to keep that, we're going to keep it on the hook, and we're going to then start working on the keyhole. But we're going to do this row and then 2 more rows of this herringbone, and then we'll be starting on the keyhole. So keep going. I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, let's finish up round 22. Remember, we have to add back on, so we're going into that top, the single crochet from the row before. We are chaining 2, and we are ready for round 23. Row 23, another row of herringbones. So we're gonna skip this one, we're going to start in this one. We're going to do herringbone all the way across again. See you on the other side. We are now finishing up row 23. We're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work and we'll get started on row 24. Here we go with row 24, the final half double crochet row. We're going to skip this one and we're going to start, I'm sorry, it's a half herringbone half double crochet. We're going to do this all the way across. You do not want to fasten off on this row. It is the final row of the scarf, but we're going to be working on the other end to create our keyhole. So keep going all the way to the end. Don't forget to add that one back, and I will see you at the end of this row. Let's finish up row 24. Last one for this row. Now we are on to the keyhole. Let's chain our 1. The scarf part is done. We're moving on to the keyhole. Onto the keyhole. This is our row 24. We are going to evenly space 24 single crochets all along the edge here to get this started. So I'm going to do a single crochet in basically every row. So go ahead and keep going along and I will meet you on the other end. Okay, we've got (23) and 24. Okay, we're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work. And now we are going to just go along here and do a half double crochet, standard half double crochet throughout this whole entire row. Should have 24 half double crochets. And I will see you on the other side. Okay. 22. 23. And 24. We are going to chain 2. And we're going to turn our work. From here on out, all of the rows going forward will always be in the back loop of the stitch. So it's always going to be in this back loop. We are going to start by doing 2 half double crochets together. We are going to do 20 half double crochets in the back loop, and then 2 half double crochets together on the other end. So I'll see you after you get your 20 done. Okay, we're finishing up this row, and then we're going to do these last 2. We're going to do 2 together. And we're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work. And we're going to start again where we are going to chain, or we're going to half double crochet 2 together. We're going to half double crochet across, should be 18 stitches. And then these last 2 we're going to chain together. I'll see you at the end of this row. We're finishing up this row. And we're going to get 2 rows together. 2 half double crochets together. We're going to chain 2. And we're going to turn our work. We're going to keep doing this through row 10, and you should end up having 8 stitches left. So keep going, decreasing on each side until you have 8 stitches left, and then I'll see you there. Here we go. We've got 8 stitches left. We are going to be half double crocheting in each stitch across. This is row 11. Chain 2. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to do this till we hit row 32. So when you get to row 32, come on back and we'll make the keyhole. Here we are finishing up row 33, or 32, I'm sorry. We're going to chain 2, and now we're going to make the keyhole. So we are going to half double crochet in the first 2. We are going to chain 3, 4. We're going to skip 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We are going to half double crochet in the remaining 2. chain 2. We're going to turn. There's 33. We're going to half double crochet in the first 2. We're going to put 4 half double crochets in the 4 chain space. We're going to half double crochet in the last 2. There's row 34. Some people, and again, it's a preference. You can chain, you can do your stitch inside each chain. Again, it's totally a preference. But you're going to do the last, this is 34. You got 2 more rows to do. And then you fasten off. And we're done with the keyhole. I'll see you at the end. Here we go. We're going to do the finishing up row 36. And we're gonna fasten off, and the keyhole is done. Next we'll work on the fringe and attaching the button. On to the fringe. We are going to start with a slip knot. And we are going to attach to the unworked short end. And we are going to put 24 stitches, single crochets, along here. So evenly space 24 stitches, just like you did on the other side. And I will see you on the other side. Make sure you do the single crochet with the right side facing if you're going to do the twisted fringe, because it will look nicer doing it, and you'll see what I mean when I show you how I do it. So go ahead and get your 24 stitches across, and then we'll get started. Okay, we've got our 24 stitches. We are going to chain 1, and then we're going to turn. We are going to slip stitch into this first stitch, and then we are going to pull out 18 inches in length. And so once you have 18 inches in length, you have to hold the yarn taut, but you're gonna twist, and this is hard because I do it in a wide motion, but you twist the yarn on the hook, and as you can see, once you get in the hang of it, it becomes easier. But you twist it 50 times. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so 47, 48, 49, 50. And you end up with a twisted yarn. I keep a finger in between it. You are going to slip stitch back into that same stitch and pull it through what was on your hook, and then you're immediately going to slip stitch into the next one, and you end up with looks like a garbled mess. But if you put your finger in there and pull it out, and so I stretch it and then I twist, and then you end up with the twisted crochet. It does take some getting used to. It truly does. But you make 24 of those and it's the end. So let's do this again. We're gonna pull out 18 inches of yarn. We're gonna hold on to our ends, and we are gonna twist 50 times around. Okay, so once you've gone around 50 times, I hold on to the inside of it. I bring it back in. I put it in the hole. I take and I do a slip stitch to pull that twisted part through. Slip stitch into the next stitch. And there you go. You're going to do that 24 times. You're going to do it in each stitch. Making sure that you try to measure out the 18 inches and being consistent with it. Being consistent with the 40 or the 50 wraparounds will guarantee that they are very, very close to being all the same size. Obviously, you can always pull on them. But I'll see you at the end as far as finishing it up. We are going to chain one, and then we are going to turn our work. You're going to need a ruler, and if you want to save your wrist, I got this off of Amazon. It's from Clover. It's a yarn twister. I think it's around 10 bucks, but it does save your wrist from twisting with the hook. So what you're going to do is once I'm jumping ahead here, once you've got your chain one, you are going to slip stitch into the first stitch. And then you are going to pull out 18 inches in length. And I'm from here where your slip stitch starts to there will be 18 inches. I then stick my yarn on there, and you got to hold it taut. And I kind of do it at an angle so that the yarn doesn't slip out of it, because it will. And twist this 50 times. Make sure that the hook on it is facing up, or you are going to lose it. Take and insert your hook in here. I kind of wrap the cord around my hand. I grab my waste yarn around my finger, and what you are going to do is you are going to put the hook back into that same stitch. You are going to yarn over and pull up the loop, and then you're going to take that loop and you're going to put it through the end that you twisted. You are then going to slip stitch into the next stitch, and then you take this stitch and you kind of pull it out, and it gives you a nice little twist. So we'll do that again. We go 18 inches. Put this on here, hold it taut, 50 times around. Insert your hook, wrap the twisted cord around, grab onto your waste yarn again, and then going back into that exact same stitch, you're going to pull up a loop. You're going to take that loop and pull it through the twisted end, and you're going to slip stitch and pull out. Now you need to make sure, whether you're doing this by hand or you're doing it with the machine, that you do the same number of twists each time, because I will guarantee that if you're not doing the same number of twists, it's not going to end up the same length, because when you're twisting, you're increasing and decreasing width. But you do 24 of these, and then you fasten off and sew in the ends. I'll see you at the end when it's done. Here we go with our last one. We got 50. We are gonna take this off, put the hook in. The last one you're gonna just slip stitch in the same stitch, and I just do a chain just to kind of lock it so I can fluff it out. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Lock it. We're gonna cut our yarn, pull it through, and knot it. We'll weave these ends in. And the next thing we'll be doing is sewing on the button, and we'll be done. Finally, the button. You are going to place the button in the center of the scarf between the single crochet stitch and the first stitch of the keyhole. So you'll end up placing it right about there. Sew it on and you'll be done. Hope you enjoyed.